Britain's property market has gone silent. Right now, across every corner of the UK, thousands of buyers are refusing to sign contracts. Sellers are pulling listings off websites. Estate agents are watching their pipelines dry up. And hanging over all of it, one massive question that nobody can answer. What happens on November 26th? This isn't your typical seasonal slowdown or interest rate jitters. This is something entirely different. Something that's got the entire industry holding its breath. If you want to stay ahead of what's happening in UK property and economics, hit that like button and subscribe to Property Reporter so you never miss the latest news that actually affects your wallet. Behind closed doors, property insiders have been pushing something that sounds almost unthinkable. They want stamp duty gone, completely abolished. Industry leaders are openly calling it a sin tax, a penalty that punishes ordinary people for the crime of wanting to move house. The proposal on the table isn't just tinkering around the edges with thresholds or first-time buyer relief. They're talking about ripping out the entire system and replacing it with an annual property tax spread across all homeowners. And this isn't coming from fringe voices shouting into the void. TV property presenter Kirsty Allsop has thrown her weight behind this radical overhaul. Major figures across the sector are lining up to say the same thing. The current system can hit buyers with bills of tens of thousands of pounds in a single transaction. For many families, that's not just expensive. It's a barrier that stops them from moving at all. The momentum behind this idea is building fast. But while the debate rages about what should happen, buyers have made their own decision. They've hit pause. From London penthouses to Manchester terraces, people who were weeks away from exchanging contracts are now sitting tight and refusing to commit. The reason? Rachel Reeves's budget announcement. Nobody knows what property taxes will look like after that date. Nobody knows if stamp duty will change. Nobody knows if new taxes will appear. And in that vacuum of information, the market has frozen solid. This isn't the usual pre-budget caution, where a few nervous investors hold off for a week or two. This is a market-wide freeze affecting transactions in every region, every price bracket, every property type. Estate agents are reporting something they've never seen before. Potential buyers are sitting across the desk and openly saying the words, "Let's wait until after the budget." Then they walk out, then they vanish, and the deals die. You'd think this would be hammering the big house builders, right? Actually, Britain's largest house builder just posted numbers that look impressive on paper. Barratt Redrow reported a 33% revenue surge. Profits jumped 26%. Those are figures that should have executives celebrating and investors cheering. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite those strong numbers, Barratt Redrow just issued a warning that sent ripples through the industry. They're forecasting that 2026 will be tough. Really tough. They're expecting minimal growth, possibly none at all, and they're pointing the finger directly at budget uncertainty and potential tax hikes for creating what they're calling a hostile environment for home building. Think about that for a second. A company that just posted massive revenue and profit increases is warning that the year ahead looks grim. That's not normal. That tells you something fundamental has shifted. The damage isn't contained to buyers and builders either. It's spreading like cracks through ice. Mortgage lenders are already making moves. Accord, one of the major players, has started trimming product transfer rates ahead of December. They're not waiting to see what happens. They're positioning defensively right now. Developers are pulling back from new projects, reassessing whether to break ground when they have no idea what the tax landscape will look like in 6 months. Investors who are eyeing buy-to-let opportunities are keeping their cash in their accounts. The rental market is bracing for impact, knowing that whatever changes come could reshape demand overnight. Every day this uncertainty continues, market confidence takes another hit. And confidence, once shattered, takes years to rebuild. The longer Rachel Reeves waits to provide clarity, the more economic activity simply evaporates. Then the budget finally arrived. Rachel Reeves stood up and unveiled her plans. The measures targeted Britain's wealthiest, as expected. New taxes here, adjusted thresholds there. But for the average homeowner trying to figure out if they should move? For the landlord wondering if their business model still works? For the first-time buyer trying to time their entry into the market? The picture remained maddeningly unclear. There was no definitive answer on stamp duty reform. No concrete timeline for any property tax changes. No roadmap for what the system will look like in 12 months. The budget that was supposed to end the uncertainty and get the market moving again did the exact opposite. It left more questions than answers. And those questions are expensive. Every unanswered question is a transaction that doesn't happen, a family that stays stuck in the wrong house, a first-time buyer who puts their dreams on hold for another year. The people pushing for stamp duty abolition aren't doing it for fun. They genuinely believe the current system is broken beyond repair. Think about the logic for a moment. Why should someone have to pay a massive lump sum, potentially 20,000 yuans or 30,000 yuan or more, just for moving house? You get a better job an hour away, you need to relocate. That'll be $25,000, please. Your family grows and you need an extra bedroom. Here's a tax bill that could buy you a car. The argument for reform is simple. An annual property tax would spread the burden evenly across all homeowners and eliminate the transaction barrier that stops people from moving when they need to. It would untangle the knot that keeps families trapped in homes that no longer fit their lives. But critics have fired back with legitimate concerns. What about elderly homeowners living on fixed pensions in houses they bought decades ago? What about people who are asset-rich but cash-poor, sitting in valuable properties but with little income to pay an annual tax? The fairness argument cuts both ways, and neither side has an easy answer. While politicians and industry figures debate the philosophy, real-world consequences are piling up. When buyers stop buying and sellers stop selling, house prices stop following any predictable pattern. Some areas are starting to see prices drop as sellers get desperate and slash their asking prices just to generate interest. Other areas are seeing complete stagnation, with homeowners deciding they'd rather stay put that and try to navigate this mess. The variation from postcode to postcode is wild. First-time buyers are caught in a particularly cruel trap. Do they wait, hoping that stamp duty reform might save them thousands? Or do they jump now, terrified that if nothing changes, rising prices will push their dream home permanently out of reach? There's no good answer. Every option is a gamble, and while they're stuck in that paralysis, their lives are on hold. They can't move for work. They can't start families. They're locked in rental properties or their childhood bedrooms, watching the market and hoping someone in Westminster will give them a clear signal. But that signal isn't coming. This goes deeper than tax policy or government revenue calculations. What's really at stake here is whether Britain's property market can function as a market at all. Every day of uncertainty means transactions that don't happen. It means families who can't move closer to aging parents who need care. It means workers who can't relocate for better opportunities. It means economic activity that gets frozen in place, creating a drag on growth that spreads far beyond property. The call for stamp duty abolition represents something bigger than just changing how we collect tax. It's a demand for a property tax system that actually makes sense for how people live in 2025. Whether Rachel Reeves chooses to act on this or not, one truth has become painfully obvious. The current system has left the market in limbo. Buyers won't move, sellers won't list, lenders are defensive, builders are warning of tough times despite strong profits. And every day this drags on, the damage compounds. Someone needs to flip the switch back on. The question is whether anyone in government has the courage to do it. The property market is holding its breath. Will reform come, or will Britain's homeowners be stuck in this freeze indefinitely?